In the 90s, in Hollywood, there were several spectacular blondes on which the audience went. Their royalties reached tens of millions of dollars. But now the vast majority of these actresses have either finished their careers or star in films of dubious category. One of them is Uma Thurman. She has been a Batman villain, Robin Hood's girlfriend and Avenger, and Quentin Tarantino's muse. She's worked with George Clooney, Robert De Niro, Meryl Streep, John Travolta, and Bill Murray. But these days, she's shifted gears into supporting roles. What happened with her career? In 1985, Thurman appeared in Glamour, a Vogue supplement, and on the cover of British Vogue. Her modeling work leads to acting opportunities. In 1988, Thurman appeared in 4 movies. Thurman's first acting role was in the no-budget thriller Kiss Daddy Goodnight. Thurman plays a model who picks up older men so she can drug them and rob them. Actress' first mainstream movie was Johnny Be Good, which co-starred Anthony Michael Hall and Robert Downey Jr. Johnny Be Good got terrible reviews and currently holds a 0% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It flopped at the box office, dooming Hall to the fate most of the Brat Pack suffered. Thurman and Downey were more fortunate. Later that year, Thurman had a small but eye-catching role in Terry Gilliam's mad fantasy, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. It was a famously troubled movie. Like most Gilliam movies, The Flights of Fancy put the film over budget. A regime change at the studio meant that its United States distributors weren't incredibly excited about promoting Munchausen, so they dumped it in relatively few theaters with little fanfare. In her limited screen time, Thurman created one of the more memorable images in a film full of visual splendor. Although Baron Munchausen flopped in the United States, it fared better overseas. Reviews were mostly positive, and the film has developed a cult following. Thurman finished the year with another small but memorable role in Stephen Frears' Dangerous Liaisons. Frears' adaptation starred Glenn Close, John Malkovich, and Michelle Pfeiffer. Dangerous Liaisons received positive reviews and was nominated for several awards. It was also a hit at the box office. In 1991, Thurman starred opposite Patrick Bergin in Robin Hood. That same year, Kevin Costner starred in Robin Hood, Price of Thieves. At the time, Costner was at the top of the list. The smaller Robin Hood film could not compete at the box office, so it was released as a TV movie in the United States. It was the superior of the 2 Robin Hood films released that year. Around this time, Thurman ended her first Hollywood marriage to Gary Oldman. Thurman had married Oldman when she was 18. Oldman was 12 years her senior. In 1992, Thurman starred opposite Richard Gere and Kim Basinger in Final Analysis's steamy thriller. It is over the top and silly, like all of the erotic thrillers of the 90s. Reviews were mixed and the movie disappointed at the box office. In 1993, Thurman starred opposite Robert De Niro and Bill Murray in Mad Dog and Glory. De Niro played a meek crime scene photographer who saves the life of a mob boss, played by Bill Murray. Murray rewards him with the personal services of Thurman's character, Glory. De Niro was initially approached to play the mobster, but instead, he insisted on playing against type as the non-violent police officer. Audiences didn't react well to seeing Murray dominate De Niro, so reshoots were done to make De Niro's characterless meek. Despite mostly positive reviews, Mad Dog and Glory bombed the box office. And the next film, Even Cowgirls Get the Blues, was a failure, and perhaps the career of an actress after a series of failures could have ended then. But in the life of Thurman appeared Quentin Tarantino. What's left to say about Pulp Fiction? Its cultural impact cannot be measured. It revived Travolta's career for the last time, minted Tarantino as one of Hollywood's most influential filmmakers, and established Thurman as a household name. The image of Thurman and Travolta dancing together is iconic. Pulp Fiction received rave reviews and award nominations. Thurman was nominated for a Best Supporting Actress Oscar. The film lost most major categories to Forrest Gump in a decision. Arguably the first hit of Thurman's career in which she was the star. But after the tremendous success of the actress was a series of failures. First, A Month by the Lake failed at the box office, and then Beautiful Girls and The Truth About Cats and Dogs were not well received. In 1997, Thurman played Poison Ivy in the franchise-killing Bat film, Batman and Robin. It ended the Batman franchise until it was rebooted 8 years later with Batman Begins. Most of the cast of Batman and Robin suffered career setbacks. Chris O'Donnell and Alicia Silverstone never fully recovered. George Clooney went on to bigger and better things, only because he vowed to stop making big-budget crap after cashing his big paycheck for Batman and Robin. Thurman was nominated for another Razzie Award, which she lost to Silverstone. That year, Thurman co-starred opposite Ethan Hawke and Jude Law in the drama Gattaca. Despite positive reviews, audiences skipped Gattaca, and it bombed at the box office. Hawke and Thurman began dating and eventually married. Later that year, Thurman starred opposite Sean Connery in The Avengers. Although Thurman looks like she could be playing Black Widow in that skin-tight leather, this Avengers movie was based on a British TV series. Realizing that they had a bad movie on their hands, Warner Bros. Tried to shorten its runtime. The film was cut down to 90 minutes. The result was a movie that didn't make any sense. Not surprisingly, The Avengers got terrible reviews and bombed the box office. It was nominated for several Razzie Awards, including Worst Actress for Thurman. Around this time, Thurman and Hawke started a family. Thurman backed away from her Hollywood career to focus on raising children for a few years. The actress returned triumphantly. In 2002, Thurman starred opposite Jenna Rollins and Juliette Lewis in the made-for-HBO movie Hysterical Blindness. Thurman won a Golden Globe for her performance. In 2003, Thurman reunited with Quentin Tarantino for the blood-soaked revenge fantasy Kill Bill. Thurman played a member of an elite group of assassins, the Deadly Viper Assassination Squad. Kill Bill mainly received good reviews and was a hit at the box office. Thurman was nominated for both a Golden Globe for Best Actress. It was at this time that the actress became a star. The actress's fee reached $12 million, and for her next film, Paycheck, the actress received her record fee of $12.5 million. Paycheck came out at a time when audiences loathed Affleck. The critics were unkind to movie, which ended Woo's career in Hollywood. Affleck won the Golden Raspberry for the trio of Daredevil, Giggly and Paycheck. Paycheck opened at number 5 behind Cold Mountain and Cheaper by the Dozen. It failed to earn back its $60 million budget and made only $95 million at the worldwide box office. Fortunately, Thurman had Kill Bill, Volume 2 to fall back on in 2004. The first volume of Kill Bill had a lot of styles, but not a lot of substance. The second film goes back and adds the personal stories that give both films some weight. Her warm friendship with director Quentin Tarantino nearly ended following an accident on the set of Kill Bill Part 2. Quentin allegedly forced her to perform a car stunt that went wrong, resulting in chronic neck and knee injuries that she still has today. Despite Tarantino's profuse apologies, the two remained estranged until nearly a decade later, when they reconciled their friendship. Thurman only came forward with the incident in 2018 after Tarantino finally gave her access to the accident footage. Quentin stated multiple times that he regretted asking her to do the stunt in the first place because the footage was never used in the film. Maybe because of this, the third part of the movie was never made, or perhaps the second movie grossed $30 million less than the first. But still, Kill Bill Volume 2 was a well-reviewed hit like the first film. After the success of Kill Bill, the actress decided to make money instead of developing a career. She received impressive royalties for her following roles: Be Cool with John Travolta's $3 million fee. Reviews were negative, and the film, with a budget of $53 million, was able to collect $95 million at the worldwide box office. Later that year, Thurman starred opposite Meryl Streep in the romantic comedy Prime. Actress received a $12 million fee. Prime received negative reviews. It opened at number 3 at the box office behind Saw 2 and The Legend of Zorro. While it failed in the United States, it did very well overseas and was able to earn $66 million. Thurman ended the year with a supporting role, opposite Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane in the big screen adaptation of the musical, The Producers. Reviews were mixed, and The Producers was a box office disappointment. But the role of the actress received an impressive $12 million. In 2006, Thurman starred opposite Luke Wilson in Ivan Reitman's romantic superhero comedy, My Super Ex-Girlfriend. Thurman received a record $14 million for this film. With a massive budget of $65 million, the film managed to collect only $61 million. It was the last film of the actress with such a huge budget. Most likely, she no longer receives such huge royalties, but judging from various sources, the total fees for the actress's career have exceeded $100 million. All of the actress' further projects failed at the box office: Bel Ami, Playing for Keeps, Movie 43, and Burnt. As a result, the actress' career went from Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill to Movie 43, and The Con is on. And Thurman started starring in various TV series. There is no hit among them, and it is not expected soon. For starters, one could argue that Thurman was never indeed a star. Thurman has only appeared in a few films despite having a lengthy filmography. She was in a lot of ensemble films and played a lot of supporting roles. Even when Thurman played the lead in the Kill Bill films, she wasn't the main attraction. Tarantino was the main draw for those films. Thurman appeared in 2 big-budget summer movies in the mid-1990s. Batman and Robin, as well as The Avengers, were both notorious flops. Such things are difficult to recover from. She would not have survived the 20th century if it hadn't been for Tarantino. Thurman has also voluntarily stepped away from the spotlight to deal with family matters. First, she had to raise her children, and then she had to deal with her divorce from Hawk. When actresses prioritize their personal lives, it often comes at the expense of their careers. Thurman is still working, although she is no longer on Hollywood's A-list. Perhaps she will continue to work in supporting roles, independent films, and possibly television for a long time.